So we are now in the last part of this chapter, no? Yung sale and leaseback transaction. Okay po, so ito na yung pinakahuling topic sa leases. And then hopefully next week makakapag-quiz na po tayo. So, pag sinabi po nating sale and leaseback transaction, ang nature po nito is basically si seller, okay po, seller, leased back, the sold assets. Yan lang po yung the sold asset. Okay? From the buyer. From the buyer. Yan. So, yan po yung pinaka-gist, no? Pinaka-summary ng transaction po na yan. Kaya kung titignan po natin, no, kung gagawa natin ng kwento, sabihin natin sa ABC company. Okay po. Meron po siyang existing na machine. Okay? So, ito yung machine na yon, yung kaya niyang mag-produce ng mga kakaibang sapatos. Okay po. And then, si XYZ naman. So, XYZ. So, ang gagawin po, si ABC company, ibibenta niya yan. Okay, sold to XYZ. Okay po. Pero, ang mangyayari, ganito po. After the sale transaction, si ABC company, gagamitin niya muna yung machine. Okay po. Maybe for a period of time, maybe 2 years, 3 years, mga ganun. Okay po. So, para magamit pa niya, papasok siya ngayon into a lease agreement. Lease agreement. Okay? So, anong nangyari? Sa ABC company, binenta yung machine kay XYZ. Pero anong nangyari po? Sa ABC, gagamitin niya muna yung machine. So, para magamit muna niya, okay, papasok siya into a lease agreement. Ang tawag natin dito is sale and leaseback transaction. So, from the perspective, so dalawang transaction yung nangyari, no? Meron po tayong sale transaction. Okay po. So, in a sale transaction, okay po, si ABC company, ang tawag sa kanya ay si seller. Tama? Siya ay si seller. At si XYZ naman, ang tawag po sa kanya ay buyer. Now, after the lease transaction naman, kasi dalawang transaction po yung involved. We have the sale transaction and lease transaction. Si ABC company ngayon yung magiging lessee. At si buyer, siya ngayon yung lessor. Okay po. So, prior, okay po, lagyan natin ng ano dito. Prior to sale, sino po yung may 100% na right? O syempre, si ABC. Tama ba? Okay po. Then, after sale, na kanino na dapat yung right? Na kay XYZ na. Okay, so ganun dapat kapag sale transaction ang nangyari. Tama ba? So, natatransfer yung right 100% papunta kay XYZ. Pero nung pumasok po in a leaseback transaction, okay po, dahil si ABC pa yung gagamit. Okay po? Prior to sale, si ABC pa yung may-ari. Pero, after sale, okay po, yung right, okay po, from the sale, paghahatian ngayon ni ABC at ni XYZ. Sir, bakit ganon? Di ba binenta naman yung leased asset? So, dapat na-transfer na yung right. Yes. Okay po. After ng sale transaction. Kaya lang, dahil ni-lease siya, di ba, babalik tayo sa standard ulit ng lessee accounting. Di ba, sabi niya doon, lessee shall recognize right of use asset. Okay po. O bakit tayo nagre-recognize ng right of use asset and lease liability? Kasi there is a substantial transfer of risk and rewards incidental to the ownership of the lease asset. Meaning to say, doon sa machine, yung natitirang right po, yung right po nito, okay po, may portion po dyan na naiwan kay ABC after the lease transaction. Okay? So, yun po yung nature nito. Okay po. Doon sa sale and leaseback transaction, pinaghahatian ngayon yung right doon sa asset ni seller lessee at ni buyer lessor. Okay? So mahalaga yon na ma-distinguish natin that in a sale and leaseback transaction, there is no 100% transfer of ownership. Okay po? Because of the same principle applies to lessee accounting, wherein we recognize right of use asset and lease liability at the commencement date. Okay? Now, punta po tayo sa accounting procedure. Okay po? Paano ba natin ina-account to sa libro ni lessee or ni seller lessee? Ang sabi niya doon, okay po, sa accounting standard po natin, ang measurement, okay? The seller lessee shall account the leaseback as a finance lease. Meaning to say, similar to lessee accounting, yung pure, tama, we recognize right of use asset and lease liability. Okay po? Pero ano yung unique pagdating po dito? Okay? Sa lease liability, alam natin, yung component po niyan under finance lease lessee, okay, we get the present value of the minimum lease payment. We also get the present value of the residual value guaranteed. Okay po? We also get the present value of the purchase option, na certain yung pag-exercise, and we also get the present value of termination penalties. Now, sir, sabi mo, we account sa libro ni seller lessee. Yes, okay po. Normally po, in a sale and leaseback transaction, ang ina-account na lang is yung sa libro ni seller lessee. Okay, pagdating sa mga accounting problems. Okay? So, ang sabi doon, we treat it under finance lease. So, we recognize lease liability the same, okay po, as doon sa lessee accounting na na-discuss natin sa Chapter 1. Okay po? So, ano yung mga component ng lease liability? Same pa din po. Present value of minimum lease payment, present value of residual value guaranteed. Okay po? Purchase option, if certain, pero I don't think so, nalalabas siya in a sale and leaseback transaction. Kaya itong purchase option na certain, madalang lang po yan lumabas, okay, pagdating sa problem ng sale and leaseback. Why? Imagine, ibinenta mo yung asset mo, tama? Sale transaction. Tapos sasabihin mo, papasok kayo na lease agreement. Okay, after ng lease term, bibiling ko. Parang ano lang, edi sana umutang ka na lang ng pera. Kaya normally, kapag ganyan, okay po, in a sale, in leaseback transaction, present value of lease payments na lang yung mga given. Okay po, pero, regardless, yung component ng lease liability na na-discuss natin, ganun din po yung component ng lease liability in a sale and leaseback transaction. Saan tayo nagkakaroon ng issue? Dito po sa computation natin ng ROA. Kung babalikan po natin, no, under finance lease lessee accounting, ROA, meron po siyang component. Ano yung mga yon? Lease liability, initial direct cost, tama? And yung mga advance payment. So, yung lease bonus, tama? Lease bonus minus lease incentives. And then, kapag meron pang dismantling or restoration cost, ina-add natin yung kanilang present value po of dismantling or restoration cost. Ito yung component. Pero, papaano ba natin ina-account yung ROA? Ang sabi po doon, okay po, the seller lessee shall measure the right of use asset arising from a leaseback at the proportion. Okay po, proportion of the previous carrying amount of the asset or yung sold asset that relates to the right retained. Ayan. So, na-encounter natin to, no? Yung tinatawag po nating right. Wait lang. So, right retained by the seller lessee. Okay po. Okay. Punta ulit po tayo dito. Okay po, yung nature ng transaction. Ang sabi ko sa iyo, in a sale and leaseback transaction, yung 100% ng right ay hindi napupunta kay XYZ. But rather, pinaghahatian po yan ni XYZ at ni ABC. Or in short, meron pong naiiwan. Kanino? Kay seller lessee, because pumasok po siya into a lease agreement. At yung naiwan na yon na right, okay po, doon sa leased asset, yun po ngayon yung magiging component ng right of use asset po natin. Nakaintindihan? So, yung tinutukoy po natin dito na right, that is actually the carrying amount of the leased asset. Or meaning to say, ito yung value or yung benefit na pwede pa nating exhaust throughout its useful life. Okay? So, ang sabi doon, okay, a seller lessee shall treat the sale and leaseback transaction the same as finance lease. O pag sinabi nating finance lease, sa perspective ni lessee, i-recognize tayo ng RUA and ng lease liability. Okay po? So sa lease liability, wala tayong masyadong concern dyan. Kasi kung ano yung alam po natin na procedure, yung mga components, yun lang din po. Okay po? Meron lang mga SIM items na madalang na lang lumabas. Gaya nito, yung purchase option, medyo hindi kasi siya hindi siya reasonable kapag nagkaroon ng purchase option tapos sale and leaseback. Okay? And kaya kadalasan present value of lease payment na lang. Kaya mas madali yung pagkuha natin ng lease liability. Saan tayo nagkakaroon ng issue? Dun sa pagkuha ng RUA. Kasi we measure the RUA based on the right retained from the carrying amount of the lease asset. Okay po? So ngayon, alam na natin yung procedure na gagawin ni seller lessee. Okay? Magre-recognize siya ng right of use asset and lease liability. Kaya lang, ang question ngayon, paano ba natin kinukuha yung right retained? Okay? So, sa right retained po, yung lease liability ito, if it is purely sale and leaseback, okay po, and yung selling price at fair value ay the same, the lease liability represents basically the liability or the obligation. Okay po. Obligation of the seller lessee to pay So in order to use the sold asset. Tama ba? Yung lease liability na ni-recognize natin or ni-record natin, it represents yung obligation na kailangan bayaran ni seller lessee dahil ginagamit niya yung asset. Di ba ganun yung interpretation natin doon sa lessee accounting? Which is, it also applies here. Okay po? So it represents the obligation. So therefore, yung pagkuha po natin ng right retained is dyan po manggagaling. Since this one represents the obligation, okay po? Para makuha po natin si right retained is yung liability natin, liability related to lease. Related to lease, which is actually your lease liability or yung tinatawag nating initial lease liability over doon sa fair value of the leased asset. Sir, bakit ginamit natin yung fair value? Take note, the fair value represents the 100% right. Okay po? And yung liability related to the lease, it represents now yung portion na naiwan. Okay? So, ito yung retained portion na right. So, itong fraction na to, okay po, itong formula na to, this now, okay, tells us the formula for the right retained portion. Or, simply, I call it as the right retained ratio. Okay? So, once we already have the right retained ratio, okay po, ang gagawin lang po natin is we multiply this to the carrying amount of the sold asset. Okay, so ganyan po yung procedure na ginagawa po natin. Okay po, now let me explain again. Sabi niya doon, to recognize the RUA, Okay po, sabi niya, kailangan daw kunin natin yung natira na right from the carrying amount of the leased asset. Okay po. So how do we get that? So kailangan muna natin kunin yung right retained ratio. Ilang portion ba yung naiwan na right para kay seller lessee? Pag nakuha na natin yung portion or yung percentage na yon, we simply multiply that to the carrying amount of the sold asset. Okay? So ano yung formula to get the right retained ratio? Ito po yun. Liability related to the lease, which is actually your lease, initial lease liability, over fair value of the leased asset. Okay po, why we use fair value of the leased asset? Because it represents the 100% right of the leased asset. Okay? So, ganun po siya. Now, ito yung magiging formula natin if ang scenario ay yung selling price ay equal siya doon sa fair value. Now, let's differentiate the two. Because some cases, okay, in some books, di ba, pag na-encounter natin selling price, fair value, halos magkaparehas, tama? But in this case, pag sinabi po natin selling price, ito yung actual amount na nabenta po natin. Fair value, ito dapat yung should be. Okay po? So, yung market value, na kapag halimbawa ibebenta natin sa iba, ito yung kanyang selling price. Parang ganon. Okay po? And yung selling price, ito yung actual na binenta natin kay seller less, kay buyer lessor, yung fair value. Ito naman yung market value niya kapag ibinenta natin siya in an active market. Ganon po yung ibig sabihin po niyan. Okay? Kasi there are some cases where in transactions, okay po, na mas mababa or mas mataas yung selling price. But take note, the fair value represents the right. Okay po? The selling price represents yung cash receipts. Okay po? So, kapag ganito yung scenario wherein sa selling price ay equal siya sa fair value, we can use yung liability related to the lease from the initial lease liability. So, ano yan? Ito yun. Okay po? Kung magkano yung initial lease liability na na-compute mo, ibig sabihin, all those liabilities are related to the lease transaction. Okay? Now, what if ang scenario ganito? Selling price, okay po, is greater than the fair value. Ibig sabihin, binenta natin yung asset kay buyer lessor ng mas mataas doon sa amount na talagang value po niya. Okay? So, ang scenario dito is nagkakaroon po tayo ng tinatawag po natin na additional financing. Okay? So, bigyan tayong example, no? Halimbawa, yung list asset kanina na example po natin, ito, machine. Yan. Okay? Sabihin natin, ang market value ng machine ay nasa 5,000 lang. Okay? Kung ibibenta natin sa iba, 5,000 lang talaga siya. At yung mga ibang buyers, willing silang bilhin yung asset natin, 5,000. Kasi yun lang talaga yung value niya. Pero nung binenta natin kay buyer lessor, kay XYZ, magkano natin siya nabenta? 7,000 pesos. Okay? So take note, yung representation ng right, nakabase yon dito. Hindi sa selling price. Anong ibig sabihin ng difference na 2,000? Ang sinasabi po doon, if in case that the selling price is not equal to the fair value, okay po, we treat this as either additional financing or as an advance payment. So, kailan ba siya nagiging additional financing? Kapag yung selling price mas malaki sa fair value. Okay po. Yung 2,000 dito, ganito po yung nangyari. Okay? Si ABC, binenta yung machine kay XYZ. Okay po. Magkano lang yung value niya? 5,000. Pero magkano yung binayad niya? 7,000. O ganito po yung ibig sabihin nito. Yung 7,000 na yan, meron po siyang dalawang nire-represent. Okay po. 5,000 payment for the machine. Okay po. And yung 2,000 Ito po ay tinatawag po nating pautang. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, yung ni-recognize po natin yan na initial lease liability, dalawa yung component. Okay po? So, ano yung component niya? Yung 5,000 from the sale and leaseback transaction or yun yung related to the lease and yung liability natin from the pautang na 2,000. Okay po? So, meron bang relevance to doon sa computation natin ng right of use asset? Yes. Balikan natin yung formula natin. Ang sabi kasi natin dito, okay, para makuha si right retained ratio, ang ginagawa natin, yung liability related to the lease or yung tinatawag nating initial lease liability, okay po, over the fair value of the lease asset. Now, kung ang scenario po natin ay ganito, selling price is greater than the fair value, yung additional financing, okay po, na 2,000 dito, hindi siya ngayon part sa lease transaction. Okay? So, therefore, when we get the right retained ratio, okay po, ang gagawin po natin, yung difference ng selling price sa fair value, ay kailangan nating ibawas doon sa initial lease liability. Bakit kailangan natin siya ibawas? Kasi nga po, sabi ko siyo kanina, no, na yung initial lease liability natin, dalawa yung nire-represent po niya. Liability from the lease and liability from the additional financing. Okay? So, ganun yung gagawin po natin. So, therefore, yung formula natin yan would be ganito. RRR, or yung right retained ratio, ito po yun, no? Is equal to initial lease liability minus yung additional financing over fair value. Okay? Tapos, we simply multiply that to the carrying amount of the sold asset. Okay po, so hopefully naiintindihan yun ha. Ulitin ko po, kapag ganito yung scenario natin, yung difference, it is an additional financing. Okay po? So, ganun po siya. Eh, what if ang case naman natin baliktad? Selling price is less than the fair value. Pag ganito naman yung scenario po, ang tawag natin sa difference na yan ay yung tinatawag po nating advance payment naman po siya. Advance payment. Oh, let's have another again, an illustration. Okay po. So, purahin natin to. And then, ito. So, ganito yung nangyari. Magkano talaga yung asset? 5,000. Pero magkano natin siya binenta kay XYZ? Sabihin natin, 3,000 lang natin siya nabenta. O, tama. Selling price is less than the fair value. Okay? So, ito yung ibinayad ng XYZ sa atin. O, syempre, magkano kaya sa tingin mo yung nire-represent nung obligation po natin or nung liability natin related to the lease? Is it the amount of 3,000 or is it the amount of 5,000? O syempre, ang sagot po dyan, yung amount pa din po na 5,000 because that represents the fair value. Okay? So, ano ngayon yung 2,000 na nawawala? Ang ibig sabihin lang po ng 2,000, kaya siya bawas doon sa selling price, ay yan na po yung tinatawag nating paunang bayad. Paunang bayad from what? From a lease. Okay po? So, meaning to say, na yung initial lease liability natin, okay po? Syempre, inire-represent lang niya is yung 3,000, tama? Okay? Ganun naman yung measurement natin, kung magkano lang yung ano, tapos yung payment natin from futures, okay, which depends on the actual selling price, okay po? Dun lang naman yung ating nire-represent from the initial lease liability. So, therefore, yung nawawala ngayon na 2,000, yan yung paunang bayad, kaya dapat i-add back naman natin po siya. Okay. So, added to initial lease liability so that we can now have yung total liability related to the lease. Okay po? So, ganun po yung scenario. So, in this case, para makuha si right retained ratio, initial lease liability plus yung advance payment over the fair value. Okay? So, ganyan po yung scenarios po natin. Okay, and the rest, same na same po yan pagdating kay lessee accounting. Okay po, in summary, in a sale and leaseback transaction, ito lang naman po yung unique sa kanya. Yung measurement po natin ng ROA. Okay, so yan po. Kasi, ang ginagawa po natin, we still get the right retained from the carrying amount of the sold asset. Okay, and how do we get the right retained? Ito po yung ating formula. Okay, yung liability related to the lease over fair value of the leased asset. Okay, so now, let's move on to the gain on sale. Since, gaya nga nang nabanggit po natin kanina, ang sabi natin, in a sale and leaseback transaction, di ba, meron po tayong sale transaction muna. O, so kung, di ba, alam natin, kapag may sale transaction, nagre-recognize po tayo ng tinatawag po nating gain on sale. Okay? Now, balikan natin ito, yung ating pong table dito. Ang sabi natin, in a sale transaction, 100% na benta natin. Okay po? Pero in a sale and leaseback transaction, hindi lahat. Okay po? So, ano lamang yung nire-recognize natin as gain on sale? Alam natin, ang formula ng gain on sale, okay po, selling price over carrying amount. Or sa case po dito, we cannot use the selling price. Why? Because there might be a difference between the selling price and fair value, which in turn not related to the sold asset. Okay? Like for example, kapag ganito yung case, yung sobra doon sa selling price, hindi naman talaga yun yung payment from selling the asset. But rather, it is pautang sa atin. Okay po? Now dito naman sa case na to, yung selling price, kaya siya mas maliit sa fair value because nagbayad na tayo in advance. Parang ganun yung scenario. Okay po? So, we cannot use the selling price here as the true determination of the market value of the lease asset. But rather, okay po, we use the fair value to get the gain on sale, less the carrying amount of the leased asset. So, anong nakukuha natin dito? Ang tawag po natin dyan is actually the total gain. Kung sana pong walang leaseback transaction, okay? Kung purely sale transaction, yung total gain na yan, i-recognize na sana yan ni seller. Kaya lang nung pumasok po siya in a leaseback transaction, ano pong nangyari? Hindi po 100% na transfer yung right. Okay? May right lang na may portion lang dun sa right ng asset na na-transfer. So, yung portion na na-transfer, okay po, kay buyer, yun lang po yung considered sold. Ulitin ko, yung na-transfer na right, yun lamang po yung considered sold. And therefore, yun lamang din dapat yung panggagalingan ng gain on sale natin. Okay? So, ganun po siya. Now, the question here is, how do we get the gain on sale? So, ang gagawin mo, kunin muna natin yung total gain. O, diba, naalala mo? Meron tayo dito, yung right retained ratio. Ano tong nire-represent niya? Ito yung portion na naiwan kay seller lessee. O ano naman ang tawag natin doon sa na-transfer? E di right transferred ratio. Yun naman yung portion ng right na na-transfer kay buyer. Okay? Buyer lessor. Okay? So, yung portion lang din po na yun yung considered sold. Okay? So, therefore, to get the gain on sale, okay po, na-recognize ni seller lessee, yung total gain na yan, i-multiply natin siya sa tinatawag po natin na right transferred ratio. Okay? Kaya makukuha na natin yan would be the gain on sale. Okay? So now the question here is, how do we compute for the right transferred ratio? Meron po tayong dalawang procedure. Ano yun? Una, alam natin, the fair value represents the totality right, okay po, of the lease asset. Pag binawas natin dito, yung liability related to the lease, hindi ba ito yung nire-represent nung right ni seller lessee? O ano may iwan? Eh di yung right na na-transfer. So, divided by fair value. Or, kung sakaling nakuha mo na yung right retained ratio, you simply 1 minus right retained ratio. Okay? So, dalawa po yung possible na pwede po nating computation to get the right transfer ratio. You can use this or this formula. But I would say, or I would suggest, mas madali po itong gamitin. Kasi, di ba, gagamitin po natin itong right retained ratio na to compute for the RUA. So, mayroon ka ng data regarding dito. E di minus 1 ka na lang para makuha mo si right transferred ratio. So, therefore, meron po tayong 3 steps in computing the right of use asset. So, ano yung mga yon? Step number 1, determine the initial lease liability. Initial lease liability. Okay, ba't kailangan nating malaman yung initial lease liab? To know kung magkano yung liability associated to the lease, or in short, magkano yung right na natira kay seller lessee. And number 2, get the right retained ratio. How do we compute this? Ito po yung ating formula. Okay? Pero always take note, no, of the following. Itong mga to. Kapag yung selling price ay different sa fair value. And lastly, okay po, compute for the ROA by multiplying right retained ratio to the carrying amount of the sold asset. Okay, so ganyan po yung ating procedure in getting the right of use asset. Pero take note, hindi lamang puro uwa yung kinukuha natin. Okay po. Kailangan din natin kunin yung gain on sale. So how to get that? Dalawa lang yung step. Compute for the total gain. And lastly, multiply the right transferred ratio to total gain. Para makuha po natin yung gain on sale na i-recognize ni seller lessee. Okay po? So, ganun po ha. So, in a sale and leaseback transaction, we need to get or we need to recognize at the commencement date lease liability, right of use asset, and likewise, gain on sale. So, yan lang po yung unique pagdating po kay sale and leaseback transaction. So, let's have this illustrative example number 1. So, we will follow these steps, no? Okay po. We have 3 steps for getting the RUA, and we have 2 steps in getting the gain on sale. And, anong mini-measure natin? Or ni-recognize natin initially? Right of use asset, RUA, and gain on sale. Sige. So, at the beginning of the current year, ABC Company sold the machine with remaining useful life of 5 years and immediately leased it back. Okay, so, papansinin mo, no? Alam mo agad kung sale and leaseback transaction po siya. Nagkaroon ng sale transaction and leaseback transaction. Okay, so for 5 years and 2 years, 5 years yung useful life, 2 years yung lease term. The following information is provided. Take note ha, huwag mong i-apply dito yung financing lease condition natin under kay lessor. Kay lessor yon. Kay seller lessee, take note, lessee siya. Okay po, automatic finance lease kaagad. Okay po. So, okay, ganun siya. Then, the following information is provided. Selling price of the machine, 3 million. Fair value of the machine, 3 million. Kung titignan mo, equal po silang dalawa. Okay? So, wala tayong masyadong problema. Bakit? Kung titignan mo, kapag equal, selling price yun yung actual amount na na-receive, yun yung market value, parehas lang. So, therefore, yung initial lease liability natin, okay po. Yan, yung initial lease liability natin yun din yung representation ng liability natin related to lease. Okay? So, wala tayong masyadong problema. Carrying amount of the machine is 2,250 and present value of rentals 1,268,000. Question number 1. What amount shall the lease liability be initially measured in the books of the seller lessee? So, dito, ang binigay na niya mismo, present value of rentals. O, di ba alam natin, isa sa mga component to ng lease liability. Tama ba? Yung present value of rentals. Tapos, wala na siyang ibang binigay. Okay po, wala naman ng residual value dyan na guaranteed. Wala naman na ding purchase option. Tama? O, so, wag mo nang hanapin, yan na kagad yun. So, iisa lang naman yung given na present value of na mga components for lease liability. So, meron na tayong sagot agad, 1,268,000. The question here is, okay, itong buong lease liability ba na to, it represents the totality liab related to lease. The answer is, it depends if it is sold equal to fair value. Now, dito, binenta naman siya equivalent ng fair value. So, ibig sabihin, nirepresent na po niyan yung totality ng liability natin na related to the lease. So, we can now use this as the basis for our right retain ratio. Okay? Kaya for number 2, ang tinatanong sa atin, RUA. So, we follow the 3 steps. Determine the initial lease liability. Meron na tayo. Get the right retain ratio. So, let's compute the right retain ratio. Okay, so to do that, ano yung formula natin? Nakalagay dito. Ito. Liability related to the lease. So, ano ba yung related to the lease? Yun yung initial lease liability natin. Sa case natin dito, since ito, okay po, wala namang difference yung selling price sa fair value. So, it represents yung total liability natin related to the lease. And ano yung over natin? That would be the fair value. So, 3M. So, magkano to? So, 1,268 divided by 3 million. So, hindi siya, hindi siya sakto. 0.4226667 or 6666. So, gagawin natin, hindi po tayo mag-round off. Gagamitin po natin yan. So, i-simplify na lang natin para yung sa calculator natin, hindi po siya masyadong maraming naka-input. So, gagawin natin 1,268 over 3,000. Okay? Kasi hindi po tayo mag-round off. Now, once we already have the right retain ratio, anong next? Compute the RUA by multiplying the RRR to the carrying amount of the leased asset or the sold asset. O magkano ba yung carrying amount of sold asset? 2,250. So, we multiply this to get the RUA. Yung 2,250,000, multiply that to 1,268 over 3,000. Okay, so paano yun? So, 2,250 times 1,268 divided by 3,000. So, magkano yun? 951,000. You see? Hindi tayo nag-round off kasi dito, kaya sakto po yung ating nakuha. Pag nag-round off kasi tayo ng fraction, malamang mag-iiba po yung sagot po natin. Okay? So, meron na tayong RUA, meron na tayong initial lease liability. Anong next? How much gain should be recognized in the book of seller lessee? So, to get the gain, meron tayong 2 steps. Ano yun? Compute for the total gain. How to do that? Ito po yung ating formula. Okay? And then, multiply the right transferred ratio to total gain. So, ito yung next na gagawin mo. Okay? Sige. So, let's try. So, magkano yung fair value ng lease asset? That's 3 million. Minus natin yung carrying amount na 2,250. So, meron po tayong total gain na so, magkano? 3 million minus 2,250. So, meron po tayong 750,000 na total gain. So, take note, hindi yan lahat i-recognize natin. Bakit? Kasi hindi naman lahat nung right na benta natin kay buyer lessor. So, i-multiply natin yung right transferred ratio. So, paano magkunin yon? So, pwede mong gamitin ito. Okay po, itong formula natin dito or ito. But I highly suggest you can use this for simplicity ng pag-compute. So, ang gagawin natin, yung total gain, i-multiply natin yan sa 1 minus 1268,000 or 1268 over 3,000. Okay, so ganito sa calculator po, no? Okay, sana masundan mo. Okay, tignan mo yung calculator natin. Paano ka siya i-compute nang hindi po ako nagra-round off. Uunahin mo yung fraction. Okay po. O syempre, kailangan mong i-minus yun, di ba? Dapat may minus 1. So, gagawin mo, pwede mong mag-input ng negative sign, kung may negative sign ka, or kung wala naman, diretso ka ng minus 1. Kaya lang magni-negative yon. Tapos, multiply mo lang siya sa 750, tapos ignore mo lang yung negative. Okay? Or, kung may negative sign naman yung calculator mo, parang ito, okay po, we can use this. Paano? Ganito po. 1268 divide 3,000. Okay po. And then, equal sign, lalabas to. Tama? So, you input negative para ma-read niyo yung calculator mo na negative number yan. Then, pinutin mo yung plus. O, di ba? Nag-negative siya. Plus 1. Okay po. Then, equal sign, ang makukuha natin is yung right transferred ratio. Then, multiply mo na yan kaagad kay 750,000 para makuha mo si 433,000. Okay po. So, mag-round off. Kapag ignore mo na yung 5 dyan kasi masyado nang malayo. No? So, 433,000. O, yan na yung sagot natin for number 3. Kung sakali naman walang negative sign, pwede mo naman gamitin na dire-diretso ka lang pero ignore mo na lang yung negative. 1268 divide mo yung 3,000. Okay po. O, wala kang negative sign, di ba? O di minus 1 mo. Kaya lang magni-negative yon, tama? Tapos multiply mo to ng 750, negative ka din. O, tama? O yan, negative 433. Okay, negative 43. Ignore mo na lang yung negative. Pag ganun. Okay po. So, ganun po siya kunin sa calculator. And then, prepare natin yung journal entries. So, this time, dahil sale and leaseback transaction po ito, may kasama pong gain on sale doon sa ating pagre-recognize. So, paano yung journal entry natin? Similar po yan dun sa lessee accounting, may addition lang ng gain on sale. So, debit po tayo ng right of use asset. Magkano? So, ito. 951,000. O, pero wag mong kalimutan, merong sale transaction, tama? Sa sale transaction, naka-receive tayo ng payment. Kaya may debit tayo ng cash. Magkano kaya yung na-receive natin? Based sa selling price. Okay po, 3 million. And then, credit po tayo ng lease liability. Magkano? 1,268,000. O, take note, nabenta natin yung asset. So, tatanggalin din natin sa asset natin yon. So, credit tayo ng machine. O, magkano ang i-credit na sa machine? O, syempre, magkano yung value niya? Okay po, yun yung carrying amount. 2,250. And then, o, syempre, hindi balance yan. Okay po. So, ano kaya yung difference? Check natin. So, 3,000 ay 3 million plus 951,000 minus 1,268,000 minus 2,250. So, 433. Uy, hindi ba yun yung gain on sale? Yes. Kasi po, kulang yung entry natin dahil meron tayong i-recognize na gain on sale amounting to 433,000. Okay? So, ganyan po yung ating journal entry at the commencement date. So, ano yung unique dito? Meron po tayong recognition ng cash receipts because we sold the asset and meron din po tayong recognition ng gain on sale. Okay? So, yan lang po yung unique pagdating kay sale and leaseback. Yan na yung kakaiba sa kanya compared doon kay lessee accounting. And then, yung subsequent measurement po natin yan would be, magde-depreciate po tayo. So, debit ka ng depreciation expense. Okay po, credit ka ng accumulated depreciation. O, paano natin kukunin yun? E di, base na yan sa ROA. ROA over lease term. Okay? So, lease term na yung gagamitin natin. Bakit? Kasi obvious naman. Useful life niya is 5 years, pero gagamitin na lang natin siya for 2 years. Whichever shorter tayo, di ba? Wala namang purchase option. Okay po. So, 2 years yung gagamitin po natin. Or yung lease term. And then, interest expense. O, paano natin kukunin to? Lease liability beginning times implicit rate. O, so dito, hindi natin makukuha to. Bakit? Kasi hindi given yung implicit rate. Okay po. And then, credit tayo ng cash. Equivalent to doon sa cash payment. O, hindi din niya binigay yung annual rentals. Tama, no? Kasi binigay na niya mismo yung present value ng rentals natin. And then, debit tayo ng lease liability. Ito na yung amortization po natin. Or yung balancing figure po natin for our journal entry. Di ba? Parang normal, similar po to sa lessee accounting. Subsequent measurement. O, ganun na ganun din po. Kasi nga po, we treat the seller lessee accounting as a finance lease. Napunta tayo sa problem number 2. Okay, so let's have the illustrative example number 2. At the beginning of the current year, ABC company sold machine. Same na same, no? Same yung year, yung useful life. Lease term, ano yung nagbago? Selling price. Fair value of the machine, 9 million. So dito, makikita po natin, may difference na 1 million. So anong tawag natin sa 1 million na yan? O ganito po ha. Yung actual value ng machine natin, which is the fair value, 9 million lang talaga. Pero nung binenta natin kay lessor or kay buyer lessor, 10 million yung na-receive natin. O so anong tawag natin sa 1 million? Hindi ba ganito yung case na yan? Hindi ba ganito siya? Tama? O so, ibig sabihin, yung difference, it is additional financing. So, ano ino-note mo dito? Nakalagay dito, yung initial lease liability natin, ay mali, iba na pala to, no? Ito na pala yung sa case na to, nawala na. Yung kanina, tama, yung initial lease liability natin, meron siyang dalawang component. Ano yun? Liability related to the lease and liability related to additional financing. So, balikan mo, no, yung ating, yung portion kanina. Okay po, regarding dun sa initial lease liability. Nakalagay doon, dalawa yung nire-represent po niya. Liability from the lease and liability from additional financing. So, meron ba siyang effect sa pagkuha na natin ng ROA? Yes. Because, ito yung gagawin mo. Okay? So, to get the right retained ratio, initial lease liability, ima-minus natin yung additional financing. Kasi yung difference na yun, hindi naman related sa lease yun. Okay po. Sige, so ganun po yung gagawin po natin. So, number 1. What amount should the lease liability be initially measured? Kung titignan po natin, binigyan na niya sa iyo mismo yung present value of rentals. Isa sa mga component po yan ng lease liability. So, therefore, wala naman ng iba, wala namang residual value guaranteed, walang purchase option. So, yung initial lease liability natin is 2,700,000. Okay? But the question here is, itong 2,700 ba, it represents the totality of the liability related to the lease. The answer is no. Why? Take note, may 1 million na sobra. So, ibig sabihin, dalawa po yung nire-represent ito. Meron from the lease, liability from the lease, and meron din pong liability from additional financing. Okay? Yung additional na pautang sa atin. Okay? Paano natin kukunin yung related doon sa lease? Eh, di ganito po. Alam natin yung additional financing, 1M. O, so ilan yung matitira? 1.7M. Tama? Okay? So, ito na yung gagamitin natin to get the proportion of the right retained. Okay? So, number 2, compute the ROA. So, to do that, we need to get the right retained ratio. Diba, based sa formula, yung 2,700 minus natin yung 1M, or in short, 1.7 ka na lang. Tama? So, kunin natin. Kunin na lang. 1.7M over yung fair value. Magkano yung fair value? 9 million. Okay, so, simplify na lang natin to. Kasi ayaw natin na mayroong point yung ating gagamitin. Kasi kung titignan po natin, no, alam ko hindi sakto to. Divided by 9M. Ayan, so hindi siya sakto. So, simplify na lang natin muna yung ating fraction. So, bali 1.7 or 1.7 divided by 90. Ganyan na lang siya. Yan, 17 over 90. So, to get the right of use asset, yung carrying amount ng lease asset natin is 5.4M times 17 over 90. So, let's compute. Times 17 over 90. So, that's 1,020,000. Okay, so now we have the right of use asset. Okay, next, to get the gain on sale, ni-recognize ni seller lessee, we need to get first the total gain. So, to do that, fair value less carrying amount. Magkano fair value? 9M. Magkano carrying amount? 5.4M. So, magkano to? 9 minus 5.4. So, meron tayong 3.6M. Ang tawag natin dito is total gain. And then, less natin dito, or multiply natin to sa right transferred ratio. So, paano natin kunin yun? 1 minus 17 over 90. Sige, so let's try. So, 17 divided by 90. Then, lagyan natin negative sign, plus 1. And then, times 36. So, that is 2,920,000. Okay, so 2,920,000. So, anong tawag natin dito? Ito na yung magiging gain on sale po natin. Okay? So, madali, mahirap. So, actually, madali siya, no? Kasi kung titignan natin, the only difference is binawasan natin yung initial lease liability natin to get the proportion ng liability related to the lease. Okay? Magkano yung binawas natin? Yung difference ng selling price sa fair value. Okay po. Bakit natin nalaman na additional financing yon? Kasi sobra yung na-receive nating payment doon sa market value ng asset. Okay po. Sige, so journal entry natin. Copy na lang natin yung journal entry natin sa taas. Palitan na lang natin yung amount. Okay. So, copy. And then, ayan. So, palitan natin yung mga amounts. So, kasi parehas lang din naman yung entry natin. So, debit tayo ng cash. Equivalent yon dun sa selling price. Take note, the cash na na-recognize natin, always equivalent to selling price. 10M. Right of use asset, magkano? Ito. 1,020,000. Lease liability natin, ito. 2.7M. Machine, equivalent yun sa carrying amount, 5.4M. And lastly, gain on sale natin is 2,920,000. Now, let's check if tama yung ating journal entry. So, 27 plus 54 plus 2,920. So, 11,20. Minus natin tong mga to, debit. 10,000 minus 1,020. Yung 0. So, ibig sabihin, balance yung ating entry. So, that's it, no? For illustrative example number 2. Now, for illustrative example number 3, so at the beginning of the current year, ABC company sold the machine with the remaining useful life of 5 years and immediately leased it back for 2 years. So, ito yung mga information natin. Selling price, 10 million. Fair value of the machine, 12 million. So, may difference. Tama? So, ilan yung difference? 2 million. At kung titignan po natin, yung selling price mas mababa na. Di ba? Parang ganito yung case natin. Ito. Okay, so anong tawag na sa difference? Advance payment. Okay? So, ano yung effect nito sa row 1 natin? Okay, ganito po yun. Tama? Okay, parang yung machine, selling price niya is 12 million. Okay? Nagbayad sa XYZ, 10 million. Okay po. So, kulang ng 2 million. Tama? Yung ibinayad ni XYZ. Kasi yung 2 million, considered po siya as paunang bayad. So, therefore, in computing the right retained, dapat i-add natin to, yung advance payment. Kasi hindi po yan na-account doon sa initial lease liability. Kasi yung representation lang ng initial lease liability are those remaining lease payments. Dahil na advance payment natin to, hindi siya nakasama dito. Pero part siya ng right natin na naiwan kay seller lessee. So, gagawin natin, i-add back po natin yung difference doon sa initial lease liability po natin. Okay? So, ganun po yung effect po niya sa right rating ratio. Sige, so let's solve. So, carrying amount, 9.6. Present value of rentals, 182. So, question number 1, amount of lease liability. So, dito, given sa atin is yung present value na mismo. So, by the way sa quiz po natin, don't expect too much na ganito din po siya. Okay? Kasi, simplified format po ito, pero it doesn't mean na hindi na po ito mahirap. Okay? Kasi subjective naman yung pagiging mahirap na isang question eh. What I'm saying here is, possible kasi na ang ibigay sa quiz po natin is yung annual rental, tapos implicit rate. So, alam mo naman kumuha ng present value, so pwede mong i-present value. Ganon din naman. Okay po. So, nagkataon lang, yung mga problems po natin, or illustrative examples po natin, ay given na agad. Okay po. So, I already mentioned, or we already have discussed, no, yung mga paano kumuha ng present values. So, I already expected na alam mo na din paano gamitin to. Or paano gawin kung sakaling hindi binigay po yung present value of rentals. Okay? So, without further ado, let's answer initial lease liability. Magkano? 7,182,000. Okay? So, now in getting the ROA, or the right retained ratio, take note that there is a difference of 2 million from the fair value and selling price, which represents the advance payment. Okay? Since ibig sabihin po niya nakapagbayad na tayo, yung lease liability na i-recognize natin yan, hindi nakasama itong advance payment. Pero part siya ng right na naiwan kay seller lessee. So, to compute for the right retained ratio, yung ating lease liability, 1782, kailangan nating i-add pa yung difference na 2 million, or that represents the advance payment over the fair value. Magkano yung fair value? That's 12M. We just simply simplify this fraction, no? So, 7, or that's 9,182 over 12,000. Okay? So, hindi natin siya dinesimal, no? Mas maganda kasi kung fraction para buo. Now, we can compute for the right of use asset. We simply multiply yung carrying amount na 9.6M saan? Dito, sa fraction po natin. So, 9,182 over 12,000. Sige. So, 9,182 or 96 times 9,182 divided by 12,000. So, that is 7,345,600. Okay? So, Hopefully, nag-gets nyo po yun, ha? Next, compute naman natin yung gain on sale. So, to do that, kunin mo natin yung total gain, fair value, minus carrying amount. Magkano yung fair value? That's 12M. Carrying amount is 9.6M. So, 12M minus 9.6M. So, that is 2.4M. So, multiply natin to sa right transferred ratio. Paano makuha si right transferred ratio? We simply minus 1. Okay po. Doon sa right retained ratio po natin. 12,000. So, 2.4. So, 9,182 divided by 12 negative 1 or plus 1. Oops. Wala. 9,182 divided by 12,000 negative plus 1 times 2.4. So that is 563,600. So, ito ngayon yung ating gain on sale. So, we can now journalize, okay, this transaction. So, ang journal entry natin, debit tayo ng cash. Magkano to? Equal siya sa selling price. 10 million. Debit tayo ng right of use asset. Magkano? 7,345,000. Credit po tayo ng lease liability. So, magkano yung lease liability natin? Ito. 7,182,000. Credit po tayo ng machine. Equivalent sa carrying amount. Magkano yung carrying amount? 9.6 million. And then, credit tayo ng gain on sale amounting to 563,600. So, if we're going to compute the debits and credits, it should be equal, no? 7,182 plus 96 plus 563,600 minus 7,345 minus 10 million. So, may difference na 600. Ay, sorry. Ito pala. 7,345,600 pala dapat yan. Sorry. Ayan. So, yun yung difference. Okay po, yung 600. Hindi natin na-count. Ayan. 7,345 lang kasi nilagay natin. So, ayan. So, nagbalanse po siya. So, dapat po, yung journal entry natin, pagdating sa sale and leaseback, kailangan po balance po yung debits and credits po natin. So, pag hindi nagbalanse po yung entry mo, ibig sabihin, meron kang mali. Okay, sa computation. So, most probably, sa right of use asset yon or sa gain on sale. Ganun po siya. Okay? Kasi yung cash, madali lang naman. Selling price yung basis natin. Yung machine, madali lang yan kasi yung carrying amount ang basis natin. Yung lease liability, dito sa case natin, madali lang makuha kasi given naman na. Okay? Mahirap lang yan kapag halimbawa, kapag hindi given yung present value mismo. Ang ibibigay sa'yo, annual rental, tsaka yung implicit rate. Pero madali lang din siya kasi may present value mo lang naman. Okay? So, yun po. So, yun lang lahat. Lagi mo lang tandaan to, no? Yung mga 3 steps po natin, okay po, to get the RUA and yung 2 steps in getting the gain on sale. Okay? And then, don't also forget, okay, yung ating cases. Okay po, ito. Kapag yung selling price, equivalent siya sa fair value, automatic, yung initial lease liability natin, yun na din yung ating liability related to the lease. Kailan lang nagkakaroon ng problema? Pag may difference, yung selling price sa fair value. Gaya ng case natin dito and dito. Lagi mo lang tandaan, pag mas malaki yung selling price, yung difference, additional financing. Pag mas malaki yung fair value, yung difference, considered po siya advance payment. Okay? So, that's it. Okay po, so lahat po yun, these are the discussions, okay po, ng sale and leaseback. And just go back to our previous video discussions for other lease topics, no? Para ma-review ka po. So next week, we have our quiz.